Hey rockhounders, Dirty Rockhounder here. This place that we're gonna go explore today is way down these old dirt roads here. This is north of Sudbury. Alright rockhounders, I'm at my next location here. It's supposed to be an abandoned mine. And it is a rough road getting in here. If you don't have a four-wheel drive, it is not accessible. There were some really rough parts, but luckily the old girl here was able to make it in. And I'm going to do some searching around now and see if I can locate where any of the old tailings or anything are. This little section of the roadway is just littered with quartz. That's a really good sign. Liking that. As I said, it's not a very good road at all. Looks like there's the remnants over there of the last car that tried to drive in. Well, we found our first little something here. Lots of quartz around the edges of that. So we'll get down there and see exactly what was going on. All right, this is what it looks like from the bottom, and it is just solid quartz. And the quartz is really interesting here. It's all this banded quartz. So I imagine that's what got the first prospectors here quite excited. Was all these different bands running through the quartz. I'll explore this a little bit more as we go on here, but that's your first have a look at it. All right, so I've just come down in behind the pit there and parked the Xterra. I really wish I brought the tent now. The sun's going down a little bit. I've got probably a good 3 or 4 hours. But look at this spot I'm at. Crown land. Just beautiful. You can see there's been a fair number of people before me chipping away. Anywhere they find that nice clay layer, they're in there burrowing away. They've definitely spent some time in here, so that could be a good sign for me that they've uncovered some stuff. Down in the pit here, I'll give you a little panoramic. And then all of a sudden this great big wall of quartz starts. I just started poking around in this one and pulled out my first little crystal. Nothing fantastic yet, but it's always cool when you find your first one here. Some really cool formation starting in here. I'm just kind of excavating around this just to try to see what it is, but hey, it's pretty neat, the shape of it. I'm really new to crystal hunting, so I know I'm going to damage a few along the way and waste my time on some damaged ones, but there's one in here right now that I'm working on, and definitely has a couple little nicks in it already, but I figure I'll keep going on it and get it out, and may as well practice on one. Not sure if that was the wise thing to do or not, but I took away some of that overhanging quartz that was up above it, and see if I can get in there a little easier now. Definitely got a wee bit too aggressive on that one and ended up breaking it at both ends and in, well, not quite the middle, but you know what I mean. All right, I got to admit, I currently am not very good at taking these out. There's tons and tons here though, so hopefully I'll get the hang of it. As you can see, my excavations have gotten bigger and bigger here. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I can see how some of those guys have made those great big tunnels looking for these things. So yeah, I might get into more crystal digging after this one. Not sure what I have here, but that's a pretty decent size one. I've been digging at that for a little while. Hopefully I can get that out in fairly much one piece. Be a really nice start. All right, the more I uncover here, the more I just realize I am not going to get that out in one piece. There are multiple levels of crystal going in different direction there. And I already know that one right there, the white one, is cracked up at the top. So we'll see what comes out, but there's a lot of crystal in that hole. All right, I am just hot and just knackered right now. This is where you really wish we were allowed to use battery power tools, because I really feel that I've got to knock this chunk off right here to be able to get in and have any chance of getting inside of there and not shattering those crystals. It is remarkable how many locals you meet when you think you're in the middle of nowhere. So another local came in and confirmed what I thought. So apparently here is a shaft that goes down quite deep and has been filled in with a lot of waste rock. And then there's an adit that goes in this wall somewhere, possibly where that seam would be. Would seem like a nice area to go in if you're looking for traces of gold. But yeah, so that's an added feature of this one that I was not aware of that was down here. The survey I was looking at is well before this was developed in any way for exploration. All right, I'm just done. I had to call it quits down here by the lake. Debating whether to sleep in the truck tonight and start fresh in the morning, or make the hour-and-a-half drive back home, sleep in a nice bed, and then come back and hit it up first thing in the morning. Hey, Dirty Rockhound here. So I decided last night that I was just too knackered, and I drove back to the French River and got a good start for the morning and headed up here. Believe it or not, here in the middle of nowhere, driving down those roads, a police officer and a conservation officer were in last night. I guess it's the opening of quail. I'm not a hunter, but I think they said quail. So they were in checking out the places, and noticed my license plates were lacking paint. So they suggested that I might want to do that. So yeah, that's spurred, also was a good reason that I went home last night as well. All right, the excavation's getting pretty big here now. Slow work with just using the screwdriver there. Getting away from using the hammer and chisel, that seems to shatter stuff pretty easily in this quartz. All right, so this hole is getting substantially larger by the minute. I started off with a little nook like that over there, and well, it's like a never-ending thing once you see something in your sights. The crystal itself looks like it's nothing super exciting. It looks like it's joined onto some quartz back here at the back now that I've chipped away a little bit more of this material. I still am going to attempt to get it out just as a learning curve here. There's a combination of things that I'm taking out of here. One is this little quartz, and being quartz, it shatters fairly nicely and I can get it out in chunks. And then there's the clay type dirt material that's in there, and then there's the, sorry, I lost you there because I jerked. Then there's this little harder clay stuff in here. I often have to give it a little light taps with my brick hammer and my screwdriver to get that stuff to break. But my thinking was I opened up this section in here, got rid of that quartz so that I could better get in and chip away at all this clay type mineral that's formed around the quartz there. Well, I really wish I had someone with a little bit of experience with me here at getting these out. Back behind here, it's just full of loose dirt. And that's the one I was saying last night that has already cracked right there. But there's just crystals everywhere back in here. I'm wondering if I just bite the bullet and smack up this stuff here just so I can get at what's behind, because it really looks like this crystal is growing right into that piece right there, and I think right in up at the top there as well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. All you experienced crystal hunters out there are, I'm sure, shaking your head right now, and why don't you do this? Well, right now it's a learning curve for me, and hopefully I can get out with one of you guys in the near future and get some pointers and tips from you guys. All right, the more I uncover of this one, the more it's got going on the side over here, and I put a big crack in it over here. So I think I'm going to try to remove that, get out of the way, and just have a look and see what's behind it. After that, I am going on to a new hole. Win, lose, or draw, so to speak. This one is without some electric tools, which I'm not going to use here, obviously. This is really, really difficult getting out. All right, so I've opened it up a little bit more, knocked off a little bit on the sides, and looks like this big crystal in here has an old crack going through that one down there, and that's a weirdly formed crystal there. So I think I'm going to call this hole a good learning experience for me. I may come back with it and just knock out some of that stuff later on, but right now, chalking that up to a learning curve. And, you know, just, excuse me for a sec, tons of these little old crystals, broken crystals coming out of this stuff. So, you know, I definitely have some little souvenirs for my first attempt at getting crystals out of the bug. But, yeah, neat experience, a lot of work, and I did pick the hottest weekend in September we've had for a long time. So a lot of work for a hot day. Thanks for joining me here at Exploration Pit number 1. I had a great time up here, and I'll show you tomorrow. I'll take you down into pit number 2, and we'll do a little exploration down there. Stay tuned as always, and I'll show you some of the things that I found in here. But most of all, this was a great learning experience for me for searching for some of these crystals in that face over there.
I'm a rockhounder, dirty rockhounder. I collect minerals, I collect rocks. I have no idea how I'll ever stop. Everywhere I go, I'm picking up stones. My partner keeps threatening me to disown. Bags and pockets stuffed to the brim. Found another things are looking grim. Can't remember where I put all those rocks. Gotta check off pockets. Before I do a wash, I'm a rockhounder. Dirty rockhounder. I collect minerals, I collect rocks. I have no idea how I'll ever stop.